Hello. So, in the classical version of The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1, I consider this scene to be a comedy, or comedic, I should say, because the good guys, the good Christian ones, which is Antonio, Bassanio, and even, Portia and Nerissa, they all have, a happy ending at the end of this scene. But of course, Shylock, who's the bad guy, who becomes the bad guy, or at least he accepts that title of bad guy, ends up having a bad ending to the scene. Antonio is about to have a pound of his flesh cut off, but then Portia, who somehow has fantastic knowledge of law, steps in and says that no, you're not allowed to spill any of his blood. So, unfortunately for Shylock, he doesn't get to have any of his revenge by cutting out any of Antonio's flesh. And then he's not allowed to take any of the gold, and then he gets put on trial for almost killing Antonio. And Antonio actually gives him almost an ultimatum of mercy, I guess you could say, by either giving away all of his money to Jessica and Lorenzo, or giving away his money and becoming a Christian, or being at the mercy of the court and the judges and staying a Jew. And of course, Shylock decides to stay, or to convert to Christianity to keep his life, which makes all of the other Jews hate him a lot. And he's already hated by all the Christians for this bond that he had with Antonio. So it's really not a good scene for Shylock, because he thinks he's going to have all this great revenge, but then he doesn't. It all backfires in his face, and he ends up to be lesser than he was, because now instead of all the Christians hating him for being a Jew, all the Christians and the Jews hate him for being a bad Jew and then a Christian, which just doesn't work out for him. But Antonio's happy because he gets to live, but it's bad for Shylock. But we don't care about Shylock because he's the bad guy. Can't say Jew anymore. Yes.